Hello everyone, my name is Webweaver and welcome back to another episode of It's Look Who It Is. So, funny story, I forgot to actually upload the path list, so I think because the Noja episode was last, we're gonna space it out. So we're gonna do, this episode will be uploaded first, and then like a few hours later, the Noja, or not the Noja episode, the path list part 2 will, sorry, I just unplugged my headphones, So, headphones are plugged back in. We're back. So this is gonna come out first, and the path list will come out a few hours later, because I want to buffer it so it's like... I've talked about this before, but I like the aesthetics of other thumbnail, World of Horror thumbnail, other thumbnail, World of Horror thumbnail. And that's why I'm trying to think, like, can I buffer the videos out? I might do... After this weekend, I might change the upload days for 6 in the path list, just because it's like... I want to, like, I mean, I really do like it when the World of Horror episodes are broken up by, like, a random thumbnail at a time. We're gonna play... We played Kana last? What the hell? I don't, like, what do you... Okay. I guess we can play... Haven't played Haru in a while. But you know who we haven't... No, I don't want to play Yumiko. I was about to say, you know who we haven't played in a long time? Yumiko. I don't want to play Yumiko. Not right now. I guess we can play... I don't know, when's the last time we played Mimi? I'm checking. Like 3 weeks ago? Hey, we can do a Mimi run, like, as a treat, you know? We can do a little high as a treat. Just as, like, a little... Just as something to... That's Miku, by the way. There we go. We can do a little of that as, like, a little treat. Probably should have done, like, random perks or something for fun, but... What old god? I think we've been doing Ath Yolazath a lot recently. Give me Gazoo. I feel like we're gonna... Oh, well, okay, so good news. Gazoo doesn't do anything. Bad news. We hit we hit random backstory. And so because we hit random backstory, you know what that means, right? It's time for a little parasite of the Eldritch variety. And, you know, sometimes it is what it is, sometimes it's look who it is, but this time it's look who's got a parasite. And that is what it is. I don't know why I'm going to, like, the village and the mansion. Like, oh yeah, let me just change the 2 locations that are there, you know? Let me just do that, like, as a treat. I would love to know, because, like, the mansion is on there as, like, a place that has side locations. So is that just, like, it was never intended to have side locations, but that's just how the UI was built, so it has to be that way? Or were there side locations intended for the mansion, and it just never went anywhere because, you know, it was later deemed that it would be silly if the mansion would have side locations that you could edit? So, you know, I'm just saying, it wouldn't be, like, super surprising if someone like Jury had, like, a rich uncle or aunt or parents who owned a mansion, and she could visit the mansion and maybe find more out about the horror. But, you know, and how the Sky Fugal escaped? True! Sorry, the intrusive thoughts won. I was thinking of, Michael Rosen saying, horrible. Crimson Cape, household health. Frightening Flood? This is a little sketchy, folks. You know? Sometimes you're sitting in the back, and you're like, this is fine, and then sometimes you're sitting in the back seat, and you're like, oh, this is kind of sketchy. I don't know what the hell I implied or meant by that, but, you know. Sometimes you look out the window of the car, and you're like, oh, this is fine. And then other times you're like, oh, this is sketchy. I mean, listen, me, when I'm going into I'm going from a low threat level location to a doomed location, and I forgot to call the police. we're just gonna ignore that insane, absolutely unhinged, like, little tangent there, and we're just gonna pretend that never happened. It'll be the best for the rest of us, and it'll be the best for all of us, honestly. That's true and real. I mean, it's compass time. I mean, you know, I love seeing my sanity immediately take unavoidable damage because we got masochistic, which doesn't actually do anything. Because, you know, regain 1 reason at the start of each enemy encounter. Listen, masochistic's cracked. It's like one of the best, it's like one of the best things that you can get, honestly. Like, regain 1 reason at the start of each enemy encounter for -2 max reason is, like, overwhelmingly good on, like, every difficulty for every character, except maybe Mimi, because she has, like, really bad max sanity. But, I will tell you, and this is true, this is real even, that it does absolutely nothing other than hurt us. And that is the only, that's it, honestly. We'll take the Doom, that's okay. I mean, listen, you know, sometimes you're not charismatic enough to make the dice roll, and it is what it is. I'm gonna take Peace of Mind. Am I crazy? I'm gonna take Peace of Mind. So the village is doomed, but I don't really care. The seaside is safe, so we'll go ahead and deal with that real quick. I mean, you know, you don't really want either of these things to happen. So you might as well try to roll the dice and then cry as you don't succeed. Sometimes you don't got the charisma. I think, honestly, we should probably just, like, I'm thinking about these mysteries that we've got, and I think you should probably just make the mansion safe, because we're not gonna go to Flood second. I don't think we are. So just go ahead and make the mansion safe, because, like, yeah, sure. You know, is it worth the Doom? Not really. But when every stat counts, getting a dice roll where you otherwise might fail because of the penalty, I think that's pretty important. Now, of course, you can just get Vital Clued, like, twice, and then you can just die. And then you can get an event that doesn't have a dice roll, and then you can get, you know, another event that doesn't have a dice roll, and then maybe... Actually, that is a dice roll, never mind. It's the other one that's not a dice roll, I'm pretty sure. You can't help but smile. Wait, do we lose? Wait, were we at 27? We're gonna run away from this, by the way. You don't want to deal with this. There's no way it works like that, right? Let me actually pay attention when we get into combat again. Because if masochistic... So basically, for those of you who don't know, how healing from events works in this game is you get a, like, +1 or +2 based on what the event says. Sometimes it's +4 for that one charisma event, right? But because you're on Eldritch Parasite, it sets that gain to 0. And there is a penalty... If you have a healing penalty... Or, sorry... If you have something where you take bonus damage from events, like it's a high threat level location, right? That is applied as a -1, okay? So if you roll something that affects your sanity or your stamina, so let's say you roll something that gives you +1 or +2 reason, and you're on Eldritch Parasite and it's a threat level, like it's a threatening location, right? You will actually take 1 damage because of how the healing and the penalty applies. Because, yes, you technically would heal normally, but because the game is giving you a -1, it just applies the -1 because the Eldritch Parasite doesn't nullify the -1, if that makes sense. So, if Masochistic is having some sort of, like, interaction like that, then we're screwed, but I wasn't paying attention. I just saw the number, like, the number vibrates and, like, looks like it changes, but it actually doesn't. Like, you'll see, like, when we, well, if we healed stamina, it would, like, still the number would vibrate and stuff. So, it's still, like, you know, a little bit It's a little bit concerning, honestly. I guess we could go sailors and then, like, discard... Yeah, we can discard some items here. And we can discard these items immediately. There's no blue option for either of them. So we're gonna put the... That's the school. We're gonna put the thing back on the downtown just because... I think we'll just... I actually don't remember what Life or Limb does, and so I think... Because it's Eldritch Parasite, I'll look it up. Because it is so important. Like, this could be the difference maker. So... Okay, so we're gonna take -1 reason no matter what. And we might take -3 reason. So we're gonna try to do the dexterity check so we can get -1 reason. Let's see what happens. So we failed, so we just took 2. But if we succeeded... it would have given us +2 reason, but that gets canceled out by Eldritch Parasite. We're in a threat level location, like a threatening location, so we would have taken 1 because of the -1 that the it's it sounds complicated, and I sound insane for explaining it in the way that I am, but this stamina reason penalties increase thing just applies as a -1 to everything because the game is weird like that, right? So... It's a whole thing. Like, I think I could demonstrate it with take a nap, maybe? Yeah, see? So, +1 reason, +1 stamina, +2 doom. And then what ended up happening was, it's dangerous here, your reason penalty increased. It's dangerous here, your stamina penalty increased. So we just took -1, -1. I know that's throwing, but I just wanted to demonstrate it, because I think it's very interesting how it works. Now, we might lose by 1 sanity exactly. I hope not, but we could just get lucky in the next mysteries and then make up for it later, you know? Absolutely phenomenal. No notes. So I actually don't even get to see what will happen. Because I was wondering, like, if we get into combat again. I guess if we take 2, then we will know for sure, right? So we should only take 1. Wow, okay. So because this area is not a high threat level, then what you see here is we're not actually taking any sanity damage. Now, we are taking doom damage because Mimi's events suck, but, you know, it's fine. So we're probably just gonna, like, die regularly, but... Me and the parasite stirring Rutsu. Did we take damage from that? I think we did. But I wasn't paying attention, I'll be honest with you. I was like, oh, there's no fight, I don't need to pay attention. Abnormal Arms, Crimson Cape, Frightening Flood. Frightening Flood's actually pretty scary. Because it's like, we gotta do that with, 19 sanity. And, like, pretty bad stats. But we have 3 potential boss fights, so we might as well do this one now. Because it's probably gonna be the... It's the only one that we can get temporary buffs for. So we just took 1. So, we just took 1. If Masochism was rolling over and hurting us, then we would have taken 2. Which the game would be impossible to win if we took 2, by the way, so... Just gonna live and learn, honestly. Now, we have so much time to spend on stamina, like, we have been virtually untouched from stamina, which is why shit sucks. We should take as much stamina damage as possible. Another combat right off the bat. You know, I'm a little bit worried about our doom, so... We're gonna have to roll an 80% and 90% twice in a row on Eldritch Parasite. It means that any bad luck is just so much worse. It's, pretty bad, actually, like... I mean, here's the thing, I think you just send it, honestly. Like, we gotta... Like, the problem is you need to get, like, all of the allies, but at the same time, it's like, you can't afford to do... Oh, I'm so dumb, I should have taken the Doom! Oh, because it heals sanity! So we're taking sanity damage! Oh, abominable cut moment. Oh, hell yeah, first aid. Let's keep stacking those buffs, dude. Honestly, outdoorsman. You're gonna think I'm crazy, but... And we have to get charisma to 8. We have to get charisma to 8, honestly. Thank God it's just thank God it's a stamina enemy. You have no idea. Like, I want to pump knowledge as much as possible, don't get me wrong, but oh my God. Like, oh wait, the village is doomed! Nobody declines me, fool. Alright, whatever. I mean, we're already probably gonna lose this because apparently we're just getting, like, we're losing -1 sanity. We're every single everything. Magical item? Give me a spell. Give me a spell that wins the game. I mean, it's not like skipping the events heal us or anything, so... Alrighty, so here's what we gotta do. We gotta keep the torch, that's non-negotiable. So we're only getting hit once on turn 1. This is not how you want to do it, but I am gonna cast it through 2 flame, by the way, just because. Oh no. Okay. You gotta do it like this. You gotta stop the health regen. And then I think it's just like, I think all the boss fights is just like incompatible with our win con, you know what I mean? And so it's like, what do you want to do? I think you gotta fully send it and hope that you don't get, like, here's the thing, if you get hit by the whatchamacallit, then you just lose anyways, right? So, you just have to hope that that's not the 8 damage badly bleeding attack, because that's like untelegraphed, and then you just have to like move on with your life. 5 sanity, by the way. So we've got a light source, we'll get 8 charisma, so it's like technically possible, but it's also like not possible. You know what I mean? Like, it's not possible. So we want to take as much doom as possible. I should have gone into Akamanto probably, but we want to get as much doom as possible. We want to get as much stamina as possible. It's the only way to do it, honestly. Leadership does nothing. Folklore studies actually does. So go ahead and take folklore studies over leadership. Get the point of charisma naturally. Oh, that sucks. I mean, like I said, it's theoretically possible, but it's like not. Like, I don't know what the odds are, but they're pretty abysmal. Like, we have to do 2 full mysteries and not take any, and not take 3 sanity damage. Like, I think that's basically impossible. Like, it's theoretically possible, but, oh yeah, there are also enemies. We take, yeah, no, it's impossible. Because we have 2 boss fights. We have 1 guaranteed boss fight, and 1 likely boss fight, like a 50-50 shot at a boss fight. And so that would mean that we can't get any... Oh, it's over. It's over, chat. It's over. Yeah, it's over. Alright, GG, well played. Yeah, no, it is what it is, honestly. There's nothing that you can really do about that. You get some sort of persistent thing like that, and it's like, yeah, it's over. Am I gonna give you another run? No. Am I stupid? Yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm just clicking buttons. I'm not giving you another run. So the fact that this video is 30 minutes in total, that's just trivia, baby. But we're gonna do the death march. We're gonna walk to our death. We're gonna face it. Listen, I've been playing Kingdom Death. I've been having amazing survivors die to the worst RNG possible. We were fighting the Butcher, and what ended up happening is we got all of the Butcher's AI cards away. And it was just... We needed somebody who had 6 dice, 3 hits, and wounding on 5s. We needed one of those wounds to go through, so it's like a 60% chance, right? Because it's like a D10. So like you're missing on a 1 through 4. And we need 1 of those 3 dice, 60% chance essentially. And we, well, I was playing that character, but he rolled a 2, a 3, and then I think another 2. And he missed all of them. And we were just like staring at it, because then the Butcher turned around, ran at the person with the most bleeding tokens, attacked them, they got 5 bleeding tokens, they died. And then the Butcher can draw like 3 AI cards a turn, 2 AI cards a turn, something like that. I don't remember how many it was. But the Butcher basically just basic attacked 2 people to death in that turn, and then it was like we killed him on the next turn. Like, we were one attack away from saving our 2 strongest survivors, and it was awful, too, because it was like, the Butcher has, like, this horrible mechanic where he randomly selects one person as a priority target that can never be taken away, and then the Butcher just runs at that person and attacks them until they die. And the Butcher has, like, damage, like, a speed... Is it a speed bonus or a damage bonus? We also fought the Manhunter immediately after, by the way. And screw the Manhunter! I cannot believe... Like, that was my first time encountering the Manhunter. I had no idea he just came from the fucking top ropes with a steel chair. You get one, okay? You're allowed one... You're allowed one F-bomb. Like, this guy is a psycho. He just walks into your town. He walks into your settlement with a steel chair from the top rope, and he just beats you to death, and he has a gun, too! I didn't even know there were guns in Kingdom Death. But he just does, he has a gun, and he just shoots you, and you're doomed! And then he has goddamn high noon! Now, here's the thing, we actually dumpstered him. We dumpstered him really hard. Because we got really lucky. And also the level 1 Manhunter. Either we were the luckiest people in the world, or the level 1 Manhunter does not have traps. Because, you know, the amount of times I've triggered Clever Ploy from the White Lion in a row, I think my streak is 4 times in a row, where I was attacking the White Lion, got Clever Ployed, and then... like, my next turn, or if I was playing with, like, if we were playing, like, less than 4 people, on my next character, you know, we shuffle the hit location deck again, and then, like, we attack the White Lion again, and then I draw Clever Ploy again. I have done that, like, literally 4 or 5 times in a row, and it makes me so goddamn paranoid, right? But the fact of the matter is, like, the Manhunter is crazy with his DPS potential. Like, when you attack him, he gives you severe injuries on reflex, or on wound, or on miss, right? And it's like, you don't even get anything for killing him that's good. Well, I mean, okay. You get the lantern for killing him, but it's like, such a brutal fight for basically, no reward. And then he comes back later? And also, I got spoiled from another mechanic that the Manhunter has, which is absolutely unhinged, which I won't say, because it's so messed up that he can do that. But I don't think that we played the entire level 1 Manhunter fight, and he had like 2 hit locations left in his deck when we killed him, and we never drew a trap. Now, obviously, the card says that, and we're playing an automated version on like the simulator, right? So it makes the hit location and the unused hit location deck for us, because he has a bunch of trap cards, but those only get added to his hit location deck if, you know, if he's like level 3, I think, or higher. But it does it automatically, so we don't really need to know. And so we didn't, like, set up his hit location deck. We didn't, like, draw it out and, like, do everything. So maybe he has a trap card, and that was just the luckiest we've ever been, because we 0 to 100'd him, and he only had, like, 1 hit location, or, like, 2 hit locations left when we killed him. So either the last card in the deck was a trap card, or he doesn't have a trap card at level 1, which I think he would be overpowered if he had a trap card, to be honest with you. Like, he's a brutal fight. He causes severe injuries just by you attacking him, which is how you have to deal with him. He has plenty of doomed. He gets free attacks with Tombstone. Bro is terrifying. Absolutely horrifying, honestly. But, do you get trivia? Yeah, you'll get trivia. Just a little bit. Specifically, just the Pokidoku. And by that, I mean maybe the Laldal, too. Alright, here you go. You get just the Pokidoku, why not? Just the Pokidoku as a treat. Fairy, no evolution line. So we can do, Drampa, I'm pretty sure does not have an evolution line. And then Fairy evolved by an item. So I think I got my friend, did the Pokédoku today, and he said that he got, like, a shiny Clefairy. I think it was a Clefairy, right? No, a Clefable. So does Clefable evolve with an item? So maybe that's cheating. Maybe that's resin. Dragon evolved by item. This scares me, actually. I have no idea. I have no idea what dragon evolved by an item could be. Unless it was like, you know, this thing maybe, but I don't know. Ghost, no evolution line? I was about to type Misdreavus because I'm stupid. Spiritomb. Look at that, I remembered. And then Fairy, no evolution line. There's the, Klefki, right? Klefki's Fairy Steel, I think. What the hell is Cleavor? That shit's terrifying. So listen, I genuinely have no idea, right? So, we'll go Clefable. Yeah, that's cheating, though, because my friend posted a shiny Clefable, and obviously Clefable has an evolution line. That's cheating, that's the resin. There's no... Oh, I could have done Regidrago! I could have repped the Reggies. We can do... I can rep Gardevoir. I like Gardevoir. Any dragons that I really, really like? I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not really a big, like, dragon Pokemon trainer, so we can just do Garchomp. I like Gen 4. I like Gen 3, and I like Gen 4. But I saw the, What's the person's name? The guy who does all, like, the Pokemon and League of Legends design shorts. I think it's, like, Sky something? Like, I got the Garchomp evolution chain video, so that's what we're doing here. Ghost, is there... I mean, there's probably, like, Gengar, but, how about, is there a Drifblim? I like Drifblim. How about, is there a Dusclops? There's a Dusk Noir. Is that, like, an evolution of Dusclops? That's kind of crazy. We just do Gengar. I think that's fine. I almost clicked Gengar Gmax. Why does Gengar Gmax look like a speaker? Dragon evolved by an item, Ghost evolved by an item. Both of these are a little scary, because I know, like, Gengar is evolved by trading, and then dragons are a thing that exists. Then ghosts are also a thing that exists. Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. I don't know if these other Rotoms are, like, Ghost Ice or whatever. Like, is this Ghost, Ghost Flying, Ghost Grass? I thought they were electric, you know? Like, I thought they were all electric. A Turtonator? What the hell? Samurott Hisui? Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. Unless Zoroark is evolved by an item. You know what? What if Miss Magnius is evolved by an item? Because I actually don't know. Alright. That was a complete shot in the dark. But I do like Miss Drevis, and I do also want to get a Miss Magnius eventually. Evolved by an item dragon. I don't know, that's not like Dragonite, right? Or like Dragonair or whatever the hell it is? Dragon? I know there's also like a water-type dragon. Maybe that could be evolved by an item? I don't think Flygon is. Drampa clearly doesn't have an evolution line, as previously, maybe one of the Draco. Maybe you have to, like... No, I was gonna say, like, maybe you have to do something a little bit weird with them, but, probably not. I'm pretty sure Gudra is a dragon, but I don't know. I genuinely just don't know, right? So it's sort of like, you just have to do a little bit of a guess, right? You just have to kind of go like, okay, I don't really know. And so you just gotta take the, Arcanine Hisui looks crazy, by the way. I think you just gotta, like, take, like, a wild shot. Because, like, I'm thinking maybe there's, like, a Draco, and then you give it, like, a Water Stone, and it turns into Vish, and if you give it, like, a Thunderstone, it turns into Zolt, right? So, nope. Alright, so what on earth is a dragon that evolves with a... Executor Alola. Oh, Kingdra, I was correct. There is a water one that evolves with an item. But Executor Alola, I keep forgetting that's a dragon. But the correct answer is, like, just remember the apple ones, right? Like, the apple dragons, they, But not Hydrapple, specifically. The apple pie one evolves with an item. I had no idea Executor Alola evolves with an item. But I also didn't remember that it was a dragon, so I would have failed on both of those fronts. Gengar evolves with an item? I thought it was trading! Poltegeist, me when I do the Dead Walk, for real, in my expert roulette. Ceruledge is a ghost? Frostlass needs an item? Aegis Slash and Aegis Blade are ghosts? I need to... Anyways, have a good one. Stay safe out there. Bye.